Good day to you all and welcome to a new video by Uncle Pekin here. This will be another KaM player special with this time in the spotlights Mr. Tibi from Hungary. And this guy is not active anymore for over 2 years probably right now, but his gameplay was really interesting. Good enough for me to make a special about Tibi, because he was great in some ways, but yeah, he has its ups and downs, and it gave me the opportunity to show you this game. This is one of my favorite games I've ever played. It's an old game. It's, I think, yeah, more than 2 years old. It was played on a map called Reprisal to Odas, and not many people of you know that it was a reference to Sado, backwards spelled. But Ben made this map, and it is it's a strange map to play on, because it's not your average golden glyphs or rebound where resources are all nearby. You need to go in every direction for wood, stone, iron. Everything is not that easy to get. Tibi was a strange guy, and to be honest with you, but I'm telling you, no surprise that nobody really liked him. It's an annoying player to have in your team, except Max T, who's playing with him this game as well. Had not big problems with him. Actually, he called himself friends to Tibi, but it's mainly because it was actually Tibi who made Mexican T big, because he was considered to be some sort of slave, actually, doing everything that Max told him to do. And in the period that Max had large groups of crossbowmen, it was that Tibi played with him and throw in some big group of swords in front of the expos of Max, and that's why he had so big stats and everything. But all things have changed, of course, and Mexican T is now really a good player on his own. But that's for people who didn't really knew how it all started some years ago. And yeah, what can I tell you? This is Tibi is always good at how he performs right from the start. It's really interesting. He always unlocks everything quick. He goes for gold fast, as you can see, with farms. But then, and that was a difference with many other players, he goes for iron really quick as well. And if that was a really good thing to do, good choice for him in this game to go for iron this quick, I will leave it up to you to decide. You can see in a bit how his build is developing. But what I noticed, I haven't played this map a lot, maybe a few times, that every lock it's not a copy of each other. It's really different. The basics are the same, that wood is far away, and you need to go for a big base to gather all the different resources on all sides of your location. Space is okay, but it's not that you have unlimited space to do everything you want. Because as you can see, there are some little mountains in the way blocking your path. Who is playing here on this location? It's also, as you can see, a strange location, but not too hard to defend because of the the water you see over here, which Ben did really nice. I think it looks really good with this island in the middle. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 iron mines possible here. But then it's not really that close. If you want more than 2 iron mines, you need to build around this amount to get to here. So all in all, you can say this is really a good map for long games, actually. I think it is a really good map for long games. I played on this location. Top left is probably location 1. I thought trees are too much out of the way for me to go all the way, for instance here, for trees right now. I decided to trade for 3 trunks instead of 2 gold smelters. But we didn't play here a lot actually, so it's pretty new to all of us. And here we see Tibi in the 34th minute. His focus was on iron, so he was the first with some armory smithies, some weapon smithy working right now. 3 iron mines, 2 iron smelters, so it will work pretty good for the time being. I think he is a little late with his barracks. He will make it in about 5 minutes. And he used to play with 6 woodcutters, if you still remember it. Of course he did some exceptions. And a stable, huh? TBO, most of the time it was stable. Horses are really important at peacetime. Even if you play to a guy who has only pikes, like Max 3 showed you in his Game of the Month league game. He played against Geronimo with only pikes. It was an easy win. But the problem with Tibi is that he ignores food. And you shouldn't do that really on a map like this. But it is the downside of going for big iron. But I think the locations look really nice. Nice waterfall over here. A place for woodcutters here to the south. He's continued to make farms. See, his barracks is up late as well. Yeah, this is a little strange place to put your farms maybe, but then again, where does he have to put them? Maybe here, but all his wood is located in this area. And that's what makes it really hard. If you have a big iron mountain like this in your way, you need to build around it. Okay, this is Tibi's peacetime army. Looks good, but the swords are way too low. And his leather is not that much at the moment, but he has some horse. And the map was new to all of us. And we didn't know it would become a long game. So you see Max, who has not that big army himself, low recruits. Who has probably the most leather, but then his iron is kind of low at this point, but he has 11 horse. I had not that much myself, as you can see, not really that good in recruits. Let's see how it goes after peacetime. Okay, so troops are coming out a bit, trying to get good positions. It took some time because I had not that much recruits, same problem for Max T. We're now 10 minutes after peacetime. Fu has a nice group of bows, but then not too much iron. And here we try to outmaneuver one another, but it's really not that easy, because one wrong catch can cost you the game. And he will try something here, but Fu with his horses up here as well. Then you see Max looked a little out of game here, but Tibi's attack was a bit risky as well because he had full vision. He saw all the knights by hook. I had nice iron there up myself. Yeah, so this could be really nice, but then Fu has so low melee units in this area here to protect his bows that yeah, you can see it, we're actually back to square one. Tibi kind of screwed up, but Fu made a mistake himself also, so I need to retreat. But how annoying they may look, those small fights, they can also be really nice. Because it requires a lot of microing. Alright, and now it's up to the players how good they can spam, because we lost almost everything in the first attack. We're over 20 minutes after peacetime. All troops you see here are new troops. And then Fu and Max have a catch here. And I help Fu out. Tibi wants to flank me, but then sees that I have tower up here, so he cannot really flank me. That's why Max lost this fight. And Tibi needs to retreat. You see another fight we had in this long game. You see small fights are really nice. But then again, we're 36 minutes after peacetime and we can start all over again. He kind of fixed his food problem, but it became time because he had so much serfs lost. He now has 4 pig farms up with 12 farms. That's really a lot. Alright, here they want to try something. In Fu's base, but the problem they have is that they don't have fishing. But it's 2-1, so it's probably a good idea that Fu retreats his troops a bit and wait till I arrive with some troops I have here. But the problem is, you see that Fu and I are isolated. Tibi Max, they stay together. And Tibi doesn't have that much troops. He has problems in his base with rebuilding coal mines, not enough gold, food is not going that great. But I must say his knights were really nice in this game, really helpful. Max might have a good spam of level units especially, but same goes for Fu. But he cannot break through right now. Yeah, this is one of my favorite moments of this game. Because Max has a nice group of units here and wants to push on Fu's base. And then Tibi stands back a bit because of the towers here and the lack of vision. And Max moves in. A little too bold. But this is the fastest flank ever seen. Look how fast Max bows are killed here just by using some knights. So Max lost everything. Tibi still has some units. He needs to retreat. He cannot fight us alone, of course. So here we are again, in front of Tibi's base. And because of all the horse, I changed my production from swords to pikemen. So we have some more iron over here. So this is the second attempt for us to go in and destroy economy Tibi. And this time it looks more successful. We have more units. then it happens. It was a surprise of the game that Max T unleashes Isengard here. Come on, look at this amount of knights he produces so late in the game. It's over 2 hours. And in secret he was making horses. He had so many farms. But will it be enough for him to save his teammate? Because once this barracks goes down, it's usually GG. Yeah, Tibi lost a lot of serfs. Then he destroyed some buildings, so his horses flanked. You see, even when you have a nice group of pikes, if you are outnumbered by so many knights, they just can't handle it. But he lost some knights in the process, you can see, but he still has, what is it, more than 20. Let's see if Tibi can recover from this. Max T is now trying to go in for the final push. Because we both have low armies at this moment. We use all troops in this attack. And here you can see that Tibi has a few troops, but his economy and his barracks are destroyed, so Max is on his own. He will be outnumbered pretty soon against 2 players. So he will go in, but the problem for him is that I have quite some pikes and lances made, so has food. And it's a hard counter for knights, of course. So let's see how this goes. You see, it's really hard to kill off so many knights. And with the nice amount of units we have, we will go into max space now, which we don't see a lot of. Because he did some anti-scuff in the beginning. But we see that he doesn't even have towers in this area, so we're going in. Tibi has almost no units to help Max. You see, his main problem was gold in this game. Gold was a big problem for Tibi. Besides the amount of food, which is okay now since he lost so many serfs. It is finally GG. For me it was a really nice game to play because it was a long game with a lot of small battles going on. The nice surprise from Max by unleashing so many knights after 2 hours in the game was really really nice. And you see that Tibi, he can play really well, but he had also some games back then who were not played that good. He was not planning really for late game, usually. That was his weakness, you can say. And Max still have some knights here, but it's GG. They cannot handle the pike spam. So let's take a look at the statistics. Big leather by Max. I thought that Mr. Fu had really good leather, so it looked in game, but you can see that Max is so much better here. Even Tibi. If we focused a bit more on iron, as you can see. Yeah, here the horses by Max, really nice. Here you can see the early iron weapons by Tibi. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game. And Max and Tibi and Fu, probably the same. And we continue with part 2 of the KaM player special, with still Tibi in the spotlight. Did you know his real name was Balint, like in Son of Dwalin? Looks like straight from a Hobbit movie, but it is actually his real name. And yeah, he was a self-invited member of the Gangster Paradise clan, which is not, it ceased to exist to my knowledge, because Boso was the founder of that clan. And he's not playing that much anymore. I talked to this guy lately, some week ago, but he's not really active playing this game. And even though Tibi might be an annoying guy, he had really nice games played with us back then, and he has a different style of playing than most other players, so that shows he has character, and that's exactly why I chose him to be in this special. I'm not really into people who copy other people's build orders. That's not really interested for me. So I will show you how he performed on this location. This is the Final Frontier location 1. It's often the least picked location of the whole map. And it has to do with that it's pretty difficult to build here, especially peacetime armies are sometimes are really low. And that's including myself. I had some other shoutcast mates. One of them had a performance from me on this location where I tried something different with getting stone from here, but then I failed miserably. So it's really hard to play here well, and I think Tibi did a really nice performance on this location. It might not be a monster game with 100 units on peacetime, but it's not really what I'm looking for. What I want to show you are some realistic games, what is not too hard for other people to pull off as well. And as you can see, his game from start is pretty nice. Going for stone, of course, here. getting wood from here and here, putting up a second woodcutter to get all the wood. Started with one farm from start, right after school, because all corner locations on this map have the possibility to go for a farm right from the start. And of course getting wood from here is really important. And while this guy is cutting trees here, he places some more farms. His gold was up quick enough. He already has a pig farm up before 20th minute, and he's going for a stable as well. 6 farms at this time so early in the game. It's really nice. Because what I see most, if people screw up builds on this map, is because they rush iron and ignoring their farms. And this lock is really strong at getting a lot of farms up early. And Tibi, you see, is doing that while he's getting the iron fairly quick. So this is probably the best way to play this location. As you can see, his leather is up pretty early. He had this super fast pig farm, of course, 20 minutes, so leather will be no problem for him. You'll have enough leather jackets on peacetime. His armory smithies were up about 35th minute, and this guy is making swords now. And don't forget to get your 3rd iron mine. It's a bit out of the way, but it's really important if you go for swords. And he's going a bit too late for towers here in the east. But always more important than how many towers you can build is the amount of troops you can train in the barracks, of course. Because he's going for X-fighters as well, along bowmen, which is pretty a good thing to do if you have so much leather. If you have more than 40 bows, then you should think about going for lances or X-fighters like he does. His towers are not really up in time, so after peacetime, Donny plays here is clowning around a bit with him, and that is annoying because if you play on location 1, wanted to help out this player at location 2, which is Pozo, by the way. This is really an old game. As soon as possible. So it's kind of important to have your towers up, otherwise you need to have some extra troops in this area. But his peacetime army is really good for a location like this. So if you have problems on location 1, the final frontier, just take an example of Tibi. He plays nice here. He has 20 knights he can train. Then he has still some swords if he catch up with the sword maker, and some X-fighters, and a really nice group of bows. Yes, last game in this series for the Tibi KaM player special, and somebody sent this to me. This is a replay, it's called Tibi Imba, I watched his replay, and it was kind of imba. It was a really nice game. It is an old game from when this guy was still active, so it's more than 2 years old, but it doesn't really matter because it uses the same version of the game we play today. And besides that, this is performed on golden cliffs. The location 5, and although KaM played wonderful games here, it's nobody really likes to play here on this location for some reason, and people think it's a hard location. Maybe also because it's hard to defend. Must place towers here, and this guy who's playing on location 6 is pretty close. But I don't know, but this guy has a really nice performance here, because I was talking to Fu the other day. I was thinking about what is the best army you can have in games we play today with, well, you know, people have a lot of knights these days. Pikemen are for that reason really popular as well. So I came to the conclusion that it's really good to have an army with a lot of knights yourself, but still have enough swordsmen to counter the pikemen that people make today. And besides that, not really ignoring your leather. It's not really needed to have like 60 leather on peacetime like some people have, but still have a nice group of bows, like at least 20, 30 bows at peacetime. That is a really strong army. And that are the kind of armies that Tibi made in the time he played with us back then. So that's also a reason I want to show you this. You see he's grabbing all the wood in this area as well. There's a lot of trees. You need to go for it. But then again, you need to set up some fish here as well. I believe there's 80 fish in this lake. Gold can be unlocked pretty easy on this location. And he was playing with Romek here. He calls himself Sayang Pozionka. And it's a bunny with a strawberry head or something silly like this. Turns out to be some sort of child's play, really popular at Polish television back in the time when Romek was a little kid. Made so much impression on him that he still uses Nick today in gaming. So I might as well let you listen to some music in the meantime. And while we listen to it, I can show you how Tibi is doing here on this location. He's cutting the trees like most people do in this area. Then place some buildings you need. Most of the time you see people place their barracks here as well. And then let this guy replant some trees. Second gold smelter up pretty early, before 40 minutes. So he will not have problems with recruits. And it's important if you go for iron that you get 3 iron mines up, running, and 2 iron smithies, and run on it for a while. But eventually the iron will be stacked up. You'll need another iron smelter. because he has so much swords, he will build another armory smithy.
Wiele odniosłem dotąd sukcesów. Mogę wymienić wam listę całą. Kto przegrał wilka? Kto zakpił z lisa? Kto jest największym?
And his level is up in time. It's not really that early. You see, he doesn't focus on leather that much. He's focusing this game on horses.
To ja? To ja?
So he has now 8 farms. He will build another one here. And he will even make a third pig farm. So for 3 piggies he needs 5 farms, and then for every stable he needs 2 farms each. So we'll need 9 farms for this combination to work. But he has 9 farms, so it will run perfectly for him. Yeah, and I might as well show you how it went after peacetime on this one. Besides the bunny with the strawberry hat, he plays here with no other guy than the famous Aqua. He's from my country. And he has his own gameplay. And they play against SWAT, Yahoo, real good Polish player, and Centurion. And it's the top bottom game. Now let me show you what peacetime army Tibi has on Lock 5 golden clips. This is a really good army. 20 knights, 20 swords, 30 leather, enough recruits. It's a really strong peacetime army. So let's see how it goes after peacetime. His towers are not really up in time, but like I said in the previous game, the better than any towers up are some good army yourself. You can do some anti-scouting with it. And the bunny hat, he's making a strange tower here. Not really see what he's doing here, but he made a different army. He was going for crossbows with X-fighters, and he's a little low on axes. And it's not really important to see how it goes up here between Aqua and SWAT, because they play versus each other here. And if you play on Lock 2 or Lock 1, there always needs to be a guy who places some troops on this bridge, especially when they have not scouted there yet. So they will set up troops and they will wait till the bunny head has his troops in place, because Tibi is kind of ready to rush Centurion here on 6. He's making more towers. Alright, the bunny with the strawberry head is here. And it's a really strong combination. All those knights, swords, backed up by so many crossbows. actually pretty difficult to lose. But there's a catch, that is a good catch, where you have your knights on swords. Knights are way better. Yeah, Yahoo came out a little bit too late with his knights, in my opinion. As you can see, they won this battle. They still have a lot of troops left, so it was a bit of an easy win, and I'm not really sure if balance was okay on this one. But you see, with the peacetime army, Tibi had the most kills. The best iron, most coal. Yeah, he did make a bakery at peacetime. He destroyed a storehouse, put up a bakery there. Otherwise you will have starvation if you have only 3 pig farms up, and most likely your fish is gone at that time, so that's really important. But you see, his leather was okay as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Nice group of horse. Yeah, that concludes the KaM player special around Tibi. I hope you liked it and you learned some things from it, and I'd like to see you next time.